Introducing my all-wheel drive K-swapped EG hatch build. Well guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we need to dive into the Honda a little bit. If you guys watched the last video, I announced that this is going to be my Vlogmas build. Now, I have a goal of completing this car by the end of December, and we're off to a late start. It is currently December 3rd. Now, if I was smart and would have planned ahead for this build, I would have had most of the parts in by now. Of course, I did not do that. So today we need to go through the parts pile we have for this car, see what is garbage, see what's usable, and see what I need to order. Now, truthfully, I don't know what I need to order. I don't know how much it's gonna cost me. We have a huge parts pile. This shelf is full of all the Honda stuff. Full interior. I have all of the engine harnesses, chassis harnesses, I mean, everything you can name. And then I have some more parts upstairs. Now, thankfully, when I bought this car, it was already K-swapped, so it came with a lot of the accessories that are needed to do this swap, with the big one being the K20A2 motor with the matching 6-speed trans. Now, this motor should still be pretty healthy. This is the motor I had in the car, and I beat the living crap out of it. It is a bone stock motor. Never gave me any issues, but in a future video, we're gonna tear this thing down, take off the oil pan and see the overall health of this motor, and then decide if I wanna build it. Now, in the last video, I told you guys I wanted to convert this car to all-wheel drive as it's front-wheel drive right now. I think having a 600 horsepower all-wheel drive hatch would be an absolute blast. So obviously, we're not gonna be using this 6-speed trans, but a few months back, I already thought ahead, and I already have my 5-speed all-wheel drive trans sitting on my shelf. And then Devin borrowed my diff as he kept breaking his, so that's why I don't have one on there, but I will be getting that back soon. So thankfully, that is a little bit of cost that we don't have to pay, but there's still tons of all-wheel drive components we need to buy. I don't know what I want to do either. I don't know if I want to go with Wagovan stuff or a full CRV all-wheel drive swap. Truthfully, I'm not quite sure. I know the CRV one can't hold a certain amount of power, at least it's not as strong as the Wagovan. My Honda knowledge is little to none, so I'll be reaching out to some Honda friends of mine to see what they recommend. Now, before we dive in and see all of the parts that we need to order for this car, as we do this, we are going to be writing everything down on my whiteboard here, because I'm one of those people that if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget, and that's the last thing I want to do is wait for a stupid miscellaneous sensor. Now, thankfully, when I bought this car, it was already K-swapped, so it has everything you need to K-swap a car, and it was a running and driving car. But a lot of these parts are either parts I wouldn't want to run on my car, crusty parts, parts that are just like jankly put together. A lot of the engine harness stuff was really jank, so all of that stuff's getting replaced. But a lot of other stuff like the turbo kit was not my favorite. That's gonna get replaced. And there's just flat out stuff I broke when I dismantled this car. So I guess with that being said, let's go ahead and tear apart this shelf. That way we can organize the stuff that we need to just throw away and then get a list down of all the parts we need to order so we can kind of start cleaning up this whole Honda mess. I got a fancy eBay front lip. I think Josh actually gifted this to me. Thank you, Josh. A little crusty. Here's the start of the engine harness. Well, I don't know if this is engine harness, chassis harness, but like, you guys might not be able to see, but like, what is this? I guess let's dive into this engine and chassis harness first. Now this is a, oh, this is a rat's nest. I don't think these harnesses should be all cut open, exposed. There's butt connectors everywhere. I just might honestly end up scrapping this entire chassis harness and engine harness. The engine harness, I already wanted to go to like a mil spec. Regardless, yeah, this thing is like, what is this? Damn, I bet that's not gonna be cheap. I mean, like, this is, I don't want to throw this back inside my interior. It's unfortunate, the engine harness side of it, this is all the engine stuff. We have like our battery, our starter, stuff like that. This engine harness isn't that bad. A lot of this gross wiring you can't see is either in the firewall or covered up somewhere. But yeah, all the grossness is on the inside. And my goal with this is to, obviously I'm gonna be painting the inside of the chassis as well. I wanna keep this thing as exposed as possible with the gorgeous paint showing. I wanna have like fancy footwells, stuff like that. So I want the chassis harness to look good. Granted, I'll have my dash in, which will cover like all the fuse boxes and stuff. But I want this to be like a gorgeous, fast, fun car that also is like a show car. Also, a question for you guys down in the comments below. I am debating, right now this is on a K-Pro V4 ECU. I am debating on switching over to a Haltech 2500. If I switch from the K-Pro, the Honda ECU, and switch over to the Haltech 2500 Elite, I forget the version of it, but there's a version that makes it so I can get rid of all the fuse boxes in this car, have the most tucked, clean look possible. Is that worth doing on this car? And if so, is it a huge pain to do? So far, all we are going to be using are those mirrors, and I forgot that this had a Mac 4-port boost controller. If you guys know, you know. If you guys are trying to party in your car, 4-port is the way to go. And now we're making our way up into more of the engine-based stuff. We have our full exhaust here. This is a very nice piece. This has a 60 mil tile wastegate. I think these are like 700 bucks, which is sick. I'll most definitely be using this again on the next turbo setup we are doing on this car. So, very nice piece. And then we have our front mount intercooler. I thought this core was destroyed in the accident, but it looks like the only thing that was damaged was the brackets that bolt up to the chassis. So if I really wanted to, I could reuse this, get different brackets. But truthfully, I don't like the style that it comes out on both sides. I like the exit on the middle of both. So we may or may not reuse this, just depending on how the total bill looks like at the end of this video, on how much money I need to spend. This is gonna cost a lot. All right, so we have went through this complete shelf now. The only thing that is left are the seats. I know those are good. I'm replacing those anyway. I don't think I'm gonna run rear seats in this car, as I'm gonna have the painted chassis, and I wanna run that like X-Bar, whatever that is called, and I wanna have some custom front seats made. Well, not custom, some off-the-shelf cool seats. So those can stay up there for now. But we kind of have everything sectioned off. These are all the good usable parts. But some of the stuff I will be selling, as I want to switch up the kit a little bit. Over in this pile is all of the garbage, and really there isn't as much as I thought there would be. Fortunately, our very, very nice Koyo radiator that took the impact on the accident, we do need to go ahead and replace that. I should be able to reuse these fans though. If those are good, that would save us a few bucks. All of the trim is garbage. The engine harness and chassis harness is all gonna get tossed. I probably will end up taking these fuse boxes out and taking the fuses, taking stuff that I think might be important and needed when I get the new chassis harness and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna completely throw this away yet, because I'm sure there's gonna be stuff on here I need. And then I threw my front lip over here and it broke. So this is now sadly garbage. But thankfully, all of the interior pieces are in great shape. That stuff I bet can get very expensive. The dash is in like perfect condition. All of the door panels, or the rear quarter panels, the door panels are in amazing shape. Everything's in good shape. I have a plan on reskinning all of the interior goodies along with the headliner. I kind of want to do like the whole interior, wrap all of this stuff in like a black Alcantara, suede, something like that. I think could give the interior a very nice look. That's what's really cool though, tearing into a car at this level, I mean, stripping this thing completely bare, you really notice that it does not take a lot to make these cars run. I know I'm gonna bite myself in the ass for saying that, as I'm going to probably struggle like crazy to get this thing wired back up and stuff. But really the basics of this is really, really simple. So it is pretty cool to take a look at all these parts and the car stripped down, to really take a look at what it takes to make this thing run. Now we must make our way up into like the loft area. It's gonna be kind of sketchy climbing this. But yeah, here we have a ton of other goodies as well. Here we have the hood from the accident. You guys can see that was the impact point. This hood is garbage. We have a nice carbon fiber trunk. This is going to be obviously reused because I love myself some carbon fiber. And then we have all of the windows here. All of these are in perfect condition, so these will be going back in the car. We have our exhaust manifold. I'm gonna end up selling this. This is in perfect condition, but I wanna change up the turbo setup. And then also during this accident, it was a very low mile per hour accident. It was hit my buddy's truck, but I was not wearing my seatbelt, and you can see where my head smacked the windshield. That one was quite painful. So make sure to wear your seatbelt even if you're going in a parking lot 5 miles an hour. All right, well, we just got everything cleaned up. All of the usable parts put back on the shelf. All of the other stuff will get thrown in the garbage later on tonight. But I just went through and added the basic things that I'm going to need for this car and added up the total, and it is mind-shocking how much it's going to cost. So for a built motor, we're spending around $4,000 to do it ourselves. Paint work, all of the paint, all the stuff we're needing to get this thing painted is gonna be around $1,000. All-wheel drive is gonna be 10 grand. That is our big ticket spender on here. It's very expensive. The kit for it that has like the diff mount, the hubs, the brakes, all of that stuff is around $5,000, and I put like $5,000 because I don't know if I want to do a Wago van or a CRV setup yet. I just put 5 grand. That's a little generous, but 10 grand should get us our full all-wheel drive system. I put on the Haltech ECU and the IC7 display. That's gonna be around 3 grand. Mil-spec engine harness is gonna be about 600 bucks. Chassis harness with the PDM is $1,900. I was looking up different chassis harnesses. That might be the move. I have to do more research and see exactly what I need for this car. Fuel hanger, 200 bucks. Front mount intercooler, 500 bucks. Turbo, 1,500. Seats, this isn't needed, but 1,500 bucks if I wanted some fancy baller seats. And then an interior, all of the suede I'm wanting to do, all of the pieces I'm missing, around $500. Now the total for this is 24 grand, which is a lot of money, but there are things on here we don't have to do right away. The seats are not needed. I have a turbo I can use, but if I wanted to ball out and get a new turbo, around 1,500 bucks for a small baby turbo for this car. The motor, I don't need to build it yet. I don't know if it's worth spending the 4 grand building this motor or seeing how long it lives. I mean, these motors are 900 bucks, so it's not maybe that worthwhile, but the all-wheel drive is what's gonna kill us here. But that would pretty much be everything to get this car running. I already have like the all-wheel drive motor mount. I already have the trans, so we're gonna save some money there. I already have some bits and pieces for this car. I could reuse the turbo kit. I could even reuse that front mount. There are a lot of things on this car I can reuse. Like I don't have to go with the Haltech. I can save 3 grand, 3,500 bucks if I don't go with that. There's lots of money to be saved. But at the end of the day, I want this to be my dream Honda build. So I kind of have to pick and choose what I want here. I have everything to make this car run besides like a new radiator, stuff like that. But I'm trying to make this into a badass baller Honda, all-wheel drive, built motor, turbo. I want this thing to be an absolute machine and look gorgeous. We also are saving some money because I do need a whole new front end. But on this back wall here, I already have it. I have new headlights. I have a new tubed front. I have bumpers, fenders, everything is in these boxes. If you would have asked me a year ago, year and a half ago, I would have said I will never buy a Honda. And here I am, absolutely fell in love with it and about to do an amazing build. This build is going to be very, very expensive, but I think it is going to be so worth it. The amount of content and just joy I'm gonna get from this car once it's complete is going to be an absolute blast. This will be a car I could just rip around in the street, be my daily driver, take it to tracks, take it to shows. I can do everything with this car. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I apologize, it was another video of not working on the car. I know some of you guys get really annoyed when I don't post working videos, but since I am trying to do Vlogmas and I was so unprepared with this build series, but last minute I decided this is something I want to do. This is just what has to happen. But I'm taking you guys behind the scenes, my entire process of this build. Since this is daily uploads, you guys get to see a mix of days like this, but also we're gonna have days where it is just strictly work, where we are needing to get stuff done, like the paint work, the all-wheel drive swap, stuff like that. This should be a fun process, and I hope you guys enjoy.